been times in my life where I didn't think I could do it on my own, but I have been doing it on my own, and I know I can do it on my own, and I don't need somebody else to show that I can. I don't need to prove to myself or anyone else that I can do it on my own, but I'm sick of doing it on my own. I want somebody to enjoy life beside. I want somebody else here, too.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and today we are taking a look at the female loneliness epidemic. We've heard oh so much about the male loneliness epidemic, so let's see what this female one is about. Don't forget to drop a comment, make sure you subscribe if you are new here, and let's jump right into it.
First, it was kind of funny, like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna be single forever, I'm gonna die alone. Now it's been 3 years, it's not that funny anymore. I'm at the point where I don't know if it is just me, if I'm wired weird, wired different, but I honestly don't think I'm gonna meet anyone. I've obviously been dating, I've been meeting people, but I've just not had, you know, that connection when you first meet someone and you think, this is going to be something. I find it so hard to connect with men emotionally anyway, and that's probably a little bit down to my daddy issues.
They always laugh right before they hit the wall, and then of course reality strikes, and then they stop laughing, and then inevitably they start to blame men for not stepping up or something.
Shoot the messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone, and y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all pushed all the good men away, called submissions, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price. Loneliness.
Feminists don't actually have freedom or independence. They are too busy working for other people.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
How does it feel to be 38?
I'm single, not married, I don't have any kids.
What's the reason you're single?
I'm pretty picky and I don't want to settle in life. Dated a lot of great people, but the right person just hasn't come along for me yet.
What is something you thought was really important when you were younger, but as you got older, you realized it wasn't that important?
I feel like a person's always wanting the best career, buy a house. Then you get to a point in life where you realize a lot of those things really aren't that important. And I think it's just the simple things in life.
They brag about owning homes, but what good is a house if there's nobody in the damn thing? You know, I see so many videos of women saying they're strong, they're independent, they make all this money, but they're going to be alone until the end of their days, it seems like.
What are the simple things that really matter?
I think it's family, relationships, being able to spend that quality time with people rather than sitting in an office building. I think it's worth not having as much, living on less and enjoying life more.
This is a lesson that is usually learned far too late for a lot of these women, if it's ever learned at all.
For all the men out there who are like, oh, women don't want to chase us anymore because they're all boss babe in their way through life and they're financially independent. Most of us are broke as Most women like myself are struggling financially in this economy. Half of my wage goes towards rent. And despite this, many women still don't want to find a man. Not because they're thriving. I'm certainly not thriving. I'm flirting with financial ruin, but would rather be broke and alone than with you going 50-50, putting up with your and giving us the bare minimum. We are over it.
We already know that a lot of these modern women are actually broke. They never pass up an opportunity to actually remind us of that.
Of dating age, of marriageable age in some cases, beautiful, funny, amazing daughters. Statistically, at least one of them should be involved in a relationship right now. What is happening? What is happening? Seriously! And I told my coworker this, and she's like single in her late 20s, and so are all the teachers that I've worked with. And they have roommates that are girls, and I'm like, what is going on? They're like, it seems to be really hard for men to commit these days. I'm like, no! When you meet the right man, he commits, right? Right?
I remember that was a while ago.
You can't make a man commit to a woman when the game is blatantly rigged against him. This is a problem that so many modern women are having is like, you know, once the party phase is over, they want to get a man, they want to have something serious, but all the men have decided, you know what, it's not really worth it for me.
On my own. A 2-bed, 2-bath? Okay, did it. 2 dogs? Did it. Like nothing either. And they are loved. Talk your I don't care. 2 jobs? I do it. But when I need a handout,
No parental support, no sibling support. I'm the one handing out money. I'm the one lending them money. Oh, you don't even have to pay me back. Don't worry about it. I know the struggles. I need a break.
The funny thing about independence is that you're supposed to live your life without handouts to begin with.
I don't care what nobody say. Being single for years and years and years, and abstinent, celibate, whatever the you want to call it, not having no intimacy, no nothing, like nobody caring about you, nobody even to talk to chat with, nobody to confide in, not having no support, like none of that is normal. Like that's not for the weak. Being lonely, like literally lonely, not for the weak. And I don't see nobody talking about this stuff.
There are quite literally millions of women online who are complaining about being lonely. Guys, the TikTok app is just quite literally filled with it.
There's something that I don't see anyone talking about, and it's the female loneliness epidemic. I just turned 23 and I am officially done with looking for new friends because nowadays girls are impossible to make friends with. And before you call me a pick-me, hear me out. In my experience, young women today do not know what it means to be a friend. They expect everyone, including other women, to chase them the same way men chase them romantically.
It's kind of hard to be friends with other modern women since modern women don't actually like each other a lot of the time. Even if they pretend to, women are so bad with this, guys. Like, they'll be quote-unquote friends, but everybody knows they don't actually like each other. It is so damn common.
What I love about being single is how people will look you in the eye and be like, you should just enjoy this time. You should enjoy it. It'll be fun. Enjoy being single. And then they'll proceed to go home to their family, their baby, and their husband and make little muffins and cuddle up and watch a movie. I'm like, yeah, I bet you think I should enjoy it. It's so fun.
She spent far too much of her time mocking those very same people that she is clearly jealous of.
No one is immune to life's challenges, but at 32, I finally feel like I'm at a place where I can do what I want, when I want, without answering to anyone, and it feels awesome. Having a child would completely change that, and for what? Being a mother is really hard, and I don't want to work hard. The idea of hard work has been glamorized by the institutions and people, mainly men, that benefit from a woman's labor the most, so I'll gladly take the easy way out if it means I don't have to stress about raising a child in a broken system that only rewards the smallest subset of the population if they fit neatly into a mold.
This woman would rather be an overgrown child than actually raise one herself, which is kind of funny when you think about it.
And even then, what's really the reward? If I ever do choose to partner again, that person will share the sentiment that being a selfish woman isn't a flaw. It's a conscious rejection of the societal expectation that women must sacrifice themselves for others to be worthy or valuable, and being selfish is a wonderful thing a woman can be.
Being selfish is a wonderful thing a woman can be. I don't want to make the mistake of saying that every single person is called to the vocation of parenthood, because they're not. And it is a vocation that reshapes your entire identity and outlook and perspective on life.
It's never a wise idea to proudly proclaim to the world that you love being a selfish person. Like, I don't think this comes across as well as they think it might.
But it is profoundly heartbreaking to me that so many women have been supposedly empowered to believe that self-sacrifice on behalf of someone else in any capacity is a bad thing. Because the truth is, in the last few days to weeks that I have before giving birth to my daughter, I can tell you with absolute certainty, I have experienced more love and joy in my identity being pregnant than at any other time in my life.
The harsh truth is, these child-free women are going to go insane from boredom or loneliness in a few years. Now, if you're a woman and you don't want to have kids, that's totally fine. I'm not here to make decisions for women. I personally couldn't care less, but I see a lot of women in their 40s who are crying, breaking down, all of this stuff because they regret missing their chance to, become a mother.
Many years from now, there is going to be a quiet crisis, loneliness. In women especially, not because women failed, not because they weren't capable or intelligent, but because they were handed a script or a blueprint that left out the consequences. Be self-sufficient, put your career first, you don't need a man. So they followed it. They pushed love down the line. They delayed the family. They treated commitment like something that could always wait until it didn't.
There's nothing quiet about this supposed crisis, by the way. We literally see modern women crashing out about it all the time. Guys, to put this in perspective, I never run out of videos, okay? Like, put that in perspective, guys. Look at how many videos are on this damn channel. I never run out of content of women complaining, women crying about their, being no good men left, complaining that no dudes are going to marry them, or all of this sort of stuff. The content is literally endless, so that should tell you everything you need to know.
Fast forward a few years later. You're older, no partner, no children, no legacy, just some noise to fill that silence. Meanwhile, your grandmothers had way fewer choices, but way stronger direction. They built families, they built the roots, they built something bigger than themselves. And this generation swapped it all for convenience. Legacy for pleasure, meaning for freedom without structure.
Modern women quite literally traded a lifetime's worth of purpose for a decade's worth of hedonism. Now, if you think that's a fair trade, fine, but a lot of these women come to actually regret it.
And here's the part that nobody likes to talk about. The men that they overlooked in their 20s, they didn't just vanish. They were building, failing, learning, becoming disciplined, and becoming men. Men don't peak early. They compound with time. Value grows with time and skill and responsibility. Women don't gain leverage by delaying everything. That is not cruelty. That is reality. Every decision comes with a cost. Modern narratives today did not remove the bill. They just postponed it. And the outcome is usually the same. Distractions instead of connection. Comfort instead of intimacy, and independence without fulfillment.
The female loneliness problem is only going to get worse for them as time goes on. I wonder if maybe, it was probably the time a few years ago, actually, to invest in all the cat food and stuff like that.
I'm so sick of people saying, just love yourself more, and then you'll find your person. And there used to be a time when I didn't love myself, but I do love myself now. And I'm sick of people saying, go out and enjoy your life while you can. Well, I have enjoyed myself. I have enjoyed my life. And there has been times in my life where I didn't think I could do it on my own, but I have been doing it on my own. And I know I can do it on my own. And I don't need somebody else to show that I can. I don't need to prove to myself or anyone else that I can do it on my own. But I'm sick of doing it on my own. I want somebody to enjoy life beside. I want somebody else here too.
I don't know about you guys, but I find it rather difficult to believe a woman who has to fight back her tears when she says that she loves herself. Something about that just isn't sitting right with me.
Do you want to raise your daughters to be grown, independent women? No, unless you want her to be single or divorced. She's supposed to be a helper. My goal with my daughters was to make them strong, but not independent. What's the difference? An independent woman is not fit to be a wife. That's why they're single and divorced or marrying guys that are less than that they can then mother. My goal with my daughters was not to make them independent, but strong. My daughters, very strong. My wife, very strong. Strength is not a problem. Independence is.
The irony is, most of these women aren't even independent. They kind of just think they are, but they're usually receiving some form of handout or, benefits from men one way or the other.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Being the single friend when you're in your 30s feels like when the server brought out everybody else's food except for yours. And at first there's no reason to panic because you're like, I'm gonna wait. Mine is coming very soon. I know it. And then it doesn't come.
She only made her order after sampling dozens of dishes. It doesn't actually work that way. How damn ridiculous.
You know why I'm never gonna shut up about being a single girl who lives alone is because I am the first woman, not only in my family, in my entire lineage, who's able to live alone. My mom was never able to live alone. Her mom was never able to live alone. Her mom was never able to live alone. Multiply that times infinity for the rest of forever till the beginning of humanity. And it actually is that deep. If you're a girly who's living right now in your own little apartment, can afford your own bills, can pay your own rent, you don't rely on your family, you don't rely on a man in your life to financially provide for you, you're quite literally breaking generational trauma. I can literally say it started with me. My sisters, everyone after me, I was the first. I was literally the first woman in my entire female lineage to live alone.
If you're alone in your 30s, particularly as a woman, right, your ancestors probably wouldn't be proud. They would actually probably be rather dumbfounded.
So I am very independent and I always have been. I'm 22. I've never had a boyfriend. I don't really have a big group of friends. I live alone. I pretty much do everything throughout my day. I do it alone, right? And I started my fitness journey alone because I wanted to, and everything I do pretty much is for myself, which is great. I mean, that sounds selfish, but I don't have anybody else to do stuff for, if that makes sense. Well, I've learned to do a lot of things just alone. And
She hasn't described anything extraordinary at all. Those are just things that adults do for themselves by virtue of the fact that they're, I don't know, adults.
And for me, and that's great. And like I said, I spend most of my days alone. But like sometimes I do just want somebody else to care for and like hang out with on a Friday night. And I'm so sick of freaking hearing like, oh, well, enjoy the time single and like learn to be independent and learn to enjoy your company. Like, babe, I am my own best friend. I have enjoyed my time single for 22 years. And I'm just like, how do you expect me to not want to have a boyfriend and to be in a relationship when the one thing, like I literally feel like my purpose on earth is to be a mother and like be loving and caring in that way. And like, I just like yearn to be loved and to like love somebody else. And that is just what I want so badly. So it's like, I can't just get rid of that want because it's something I want for my life, you know?
She can solve that problem at quite literally any time. She just chooses to complain about it in her bathroom.
Dating in your 30s becomes literally just like looking for a breeding partner. Like, it's like you're going to a sperm donor bank and like lining up the genetics and just like choosing who you want to be your future children's dad. Like, you've already been through all the cute stages in your 20s, like saying I love you and going on your like first dates and trips together. Like, I don't want to meet your parents. Like, I do, but like, it's not cute anymore. Like, and then like waiting for the milestones and like falling and like seeing what happens. Like, no, are our kids gonna turn out cute? Are they gonna be smart, athletic? Like, are we gonna like make a good couple and like last forever? And like, then I'll get to know you and like, hopefully, you know, we get along great and like it lasts forever.
She views men strictly as breeding stock. It's not funny. It's actually rather disturbing. I find it really disturbing how a lot of women, you know, they approach their 30s and stuff and now they have use for men because they need their bills paid or because they're running out of time for having children and stuff like that. I actually think it's incredibly insulting towards men.
43 years old, and I've been single off and on for the past a little bit more than 3 years. I talk about this a lot on here, but a lot of people say to me, what's wrong with you? Something's wrong with you if you're single at 43. And most recently, the last person that I dated, he was much younger than me. He said, you know, my friends and family sometimes say, be careful because she's 43 and single for a reason.
Unless it's under very specific circumstances, a single woman in her 40s is its own red flag. And, you know, every single woman thinks she's the exception to this, guys. Like, you know, like every single one you ask that is single will tell you that she's the exception. And, you know, her ex-husband was this terrible man and stuff like that. In the vast majority of cases, pretty much all of them, they are not actually the exception.
And when he said that to me, he said it with trepidation because I think he thought that that would hurt me. And it didn't, and it doesn't. Because I think for something to actually offend you, oftentimes it's because it's something that you believe about yourself. And that is not something I believe about myself, because I know why I'm single at 43. And there's a lot of reasons. But the biggest reason is that I was committed to somebody else for a very long time. And it didn't work. And that's okay.
In other words, she married a man she couldn't respect and then filed for a divorce 10 years later. I mean, I would say this is pretty damn typical. Nowadays, it's probably less than 10 years, but, you know, it's never really a good thing.
I think one of the reasons that me and so many women in their 30s are single is because we don't want to train men. I was talking to my girlfriend the other day about this guy that I've been talking to who isn't quite acting as I would expect. And she was like, oh, you know, that's trainable. That's not necessarily a deal breaker. Sometimes they just need a little bit of coaching. What if I don't want to be a coach? Why have we normalized training men? Why would I want to be with someone who I have to teach how to treat me? I didn't have to be trained. I have so many amazing girlfriends who didn't have to be trained.
She has no idea how condescending she sounds when she talks about needing to train men. Men don't need to be trained, okay? Like, men would put in the effort. They would do everything, quote unquote, the right way if they were actually interested in dating these women. But the thing is, men aren't interested in doing that.
So why are we okay with the idea that we have to train our boyfriends? Now, I'm not saying that relationships don't take communication. Obviously, if you have expectations of your partner, you have to make them known. But I think the idea of training men is a modern day way of saying I can change him. And I think that leads women to settle. If I wanted to train something, I would get a dog.
What these women call training, most rationally minded people would call endless nagging. Like, they think that they're training, they think they're being helpful and instructing the man. But really, they're just being a giant pain in the backside if we're going to be honest about it.
I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but I feel like I'm coming to a really sad realization that I might just be single forever. I've been single for 5 years and I honestly don't know if I can see myself being in a relationship. Like, I'm so emotionally exhausted to the point where recently I don't even know if I want kids. Like, I actually don't know. Like, in theory, that would be great. It's not like 100% no, but...
You can tell that this woman is emotionally broken and not actually capable of being in a relationship.
Really can't see that right now in my future. It's really sad. Like, something else that I've realized, being someone who I think is conventionally attractive, a lot of guys just want to pursue you for their ego, and I'm just over it. I'm so over it. Yeah.
This is quite raw, but life actually sucks so bad.
They had plenty of chances to get with good men, but they chose to throw those dudes away.
I am so lonely. I literally spend my weekends just cooking and eating and going to the gym, and that's it. I don't know. Life just sucks.
It's impossible to know what exactly these women were expecting when they chose this life, but, whatever the case may be, it's obviously not what they expected.
People just love to romanticize being a pretty woman, that life comes so easy for you and you get everything in life that you want, which you certainly can, but it can also be a very lonely life. Our boundaries can be so high, our expectations can be so high that we just don't foresee the point of letting people into our lives that don't meet those expectations.
We already know that her impossible expectations are what led her to being alone. Now, many of these women will tell you that the bar is incredibly low and they don't require much from a man, but what they're not telling you is that the bar is very low for attractive men. It's actually very high for the men that they find to be unattractive.
You're not alone. Pretty women are the most lonely. It's nothing to do with the outside. It also has to do with the inside. But if you have both, live a very good life, and everything that you give out to the world will come back to you. So
you can't keep raising your expectations and expect people to go out of their way to meet them. It doesn't actually work like that.
I'm 38 and I've never had a boyfriend, and this is how it affected my self-trust. When you're single your whole life, you start to assume other people know better than you, that you're missing something within yourself, or you're just missing something in general that you just don't, and you don't know what that is. That doesn't make sense. In reality, I just was second guessing my instincts because I just thought something was wrong with me.
They love to complain that they've never had a boyfriend, but they never mention their body count, guys. Think about that for a second.
There must be something wrong with me because I cannot get anybody to date me. I was learning to wait to be chosen instead of just choosing myself. And as we know, waiting, you never know when you're actually going to get somewhere because it's not in your own hands. I was choosing to put it in someone else's hands instead of my own. And now I am unlearning that. And it is a journey, but I am trusting myself first. It's uncomfortable because I've never chosen self-love first. Wild, I know, but we're getting there.
The fact that she kept choosing herself is the exact reason why she's nearly 40 and still single. These women who say, oh yeah, I'm just choosing myself, they say it like they haven't been choosing themselves the entire damn time.
The only reason I really think about having a husband is because my kids are old. If you're new here, I'm 40. I'm actually 41 in a week. My kids are 20 and 18. One's already flown the nest. The other one will eventually fly the nest. And I'm just gonna be here. I don't even have a dog anymore. So I'll just be here by myself. I refuse to get cats, so I cannot be a single cat lady. So then what am I gonna do? Obviously I need a husband.
Wanting a man out of boredom isn't going to be seen as attractive to the men that she wants. I'm not sure exactly what she's expecting.
I'm telling you, that singleness only hits you at night. When you ripping and running throughout the day, when you at work, when you know, whatever extracurricular activities, when you doing hobbies, when you at the gym, you don't even care about being single. That's not even on your mind. But when you pull up to the house at night and you get in that bed alone, that's when you be like, I really wish I could cuddle up with somebody, or I really wish I could tell somebody about my day. That's it. That's when the singleness hits you like, damn, I wish I had somebody.
The only thing these women have to distract themselves is alcohol and busy work, maybe a cat down the line or something. And I'm not a huge fan of cats, but I do empathize with them when they end up with these women.
Okay, I feel like everyone knows I talk about dating a lot on my account, but here's the thing. One of my biggest fears is, one, never getting married and being alone and sad my whole life. That's just, like, in all honesty, it doesn't have to happen right now, but just, like, at some point in my life, I just want to find love, I need someone to care about me, because it gets kind of lonely when you're, like, living on your own and no one cares if you, like, lived or died.
But what exactly is she doing to make this dream of hers a reality? It doesn't actually look like much.
And so, yeah, that's one of my biggest fears. That and, like, my partner being like, I actually don't love you anymore. Those are, like, my two biggest fears. Please!
I'm so tired of being single. I'm 24. I've never dated anyone before, and by never dated, I mean I've never even held hands with a man. I'm tired of having to be independent. I'm tired of having to do everything by myself all the time. I'm tired of having to bring all the groceries up from the car by myself. I'm tired of having to always cook for myself because it's just me. So if I don't cook, I don't eat.
You don't get to quit being independent the second you get tired. That's not how it works at all.
I'm tired of having to go and do cool and fun things by myself, and I can do it by myself because I've always done it by myself. But it would be nice to have a partner to go out to lunch and dinner with and try all these new experiences with and go to the farmer's market with, and not having to do everything by myself all the time. I am constantly alone. It's constantly just me.
Even when she wants a man, by the way, it's just so that she doesn't actually have to be bored or move something heavy. It's not because, again, right, it doesn't come from wanting to be a good wife or wanting to be a good girlfriend or caring about another person other than yourself. It always comes down to, okay, I need a man because I need things done. Imagine being so miserable you have to record miserable TikToks at a stoplight. What are we doing?
And if you haven't went 1 year straight without any romance, dates, relationship, intimacy, a roster, you cannot tell anyone about being okay with being by themselves because you haven't mastered that completely by yourself. A 1 year minimum season of singleness.
Nobody told her that men can pretty much do that in their sleep. It's not that much of a flex at all.
With no extras. No intimacy, no situationships, no romance, no flowers, no dates, no none of that. You weren't filling in voids until you got into you weren't doing any of that for a minimum of 1 year. If you have not done that, you cannot preach to nobody about being by themselves. Master the art and the love of being alone. You haven't even done it.
It is hilarious watching this woman try to gatekeep female loneliness all for herself. It's actually pretty insane when you think about it.
The New York Times just posted this article, Men, Where Have You Gone? Please come back. So a lot of these articles are coming up where female journalists, specifically single female journalists, make a lot of articles and talk about how men are disappearing from the dating world, and I wonder what the causes can be. Could it be this manosphere, red pill, access to And like, even though those things could do and have had a play in it, a lot of it is for the past, especially the past decade and a half, women have been telling men to not interact with them, to leave them alone, especially on an intimate level. Women have been calling men's intimacy useless to them. Well, as a side effect of that, men have been leaving women alone a lot and not interacting with them on intimate levels or seeking out relationships. So a lot of the women who say women don't complain about the loneliness epidemic, no, they write entire articles about how men stop dating women and it's sad to see, and they miss men reaching out and wanting to date them and be intimate and have those relationships, which is just a way wider spread of complaining about being lonely.
You know, I think this female loneliness epidemic is only going to get louder and louder from here on out. We will check back in periodically and see how these women are faring. My guess is they are not going to be faring very damn well. If you would like to get early access to videos, weekly lectures, and case study breakdowns of human behavior, make sure you check out the members area link below in the video description. Otherwise, make sure to click on one of these videos on screen now if you enjoyed. Make sure you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.